I'm going to start off with Sabina Hossenfelder's latest video. It's on AI. I haven't watched the video, so I can't really comment on the video itself, but just on the title, it says, does AI have free will? Now, in her belief, her opinion, we humans are, don't have free will, so I can't see why AI would either. Now, in my opinion, my belief, AI is electronic circuitry running a program, running code. So it just whatever the code is, whatever the code is running. There's no consciousness. There's no free will. There's no soul in AI. That's my opinion. That's my belief. Now, it's possible, I suppose, at some point in time, some really talented code writers could make a code so dynamic, so interactive that it does become conscious. I don't know. Maybe. Probably not, but that's, because, would it be consciousness? Would it have free will? Or would it be just doing what the program was telling it to do? What the program was written to do? Okay, next thing I'm going to cover, I've watched maybe about half the video for the Paranormal Files. Colin Brown and his father are investigating. Now, this is a church where Jim Jones got his start. I think it's in Indiana. It's in the Midwest United States somewhere. It's moderate sized building, and it's believed to be haunted. Now they've got one picture they believe is Jim Jones as a little boy, because that's what the age he would have been, when he attended that church. Now they get an interview from one of the caretaker of the building, something like that. But anyway, they interview him, and he's giving the initial story of Jim Jones, and apparently Jim Jones started out as a pretty decent guy. I'm going to tell you the whole story. I remember when all that went down. I didn't know the guy or met him, but I remember when that happened. I'm going to tell you a very spooky event that happened to me along that line. But anyway, Jim Jones had he originally became a preacher. He was a pretty radical guy. They kicked him out of about 3 different churches. He eventually had one in California. And that one they kicked him out, so he moved his whole congregation, maybe 900, maybe 1,000 people, down to Jonestown. Well, it's a country of Guyana. It's a very northern part of South America, just a little bit east. But I think it's kind of between Colombia and Panama. It's rough in that area if you know South America. I'm not sure if it's. I think it was once called Suriname, but anyway, he had his congregation down there. Apparently, they had one senator or congressman from California had flew down there because some of the congregation, some of their some of the relatives of some of the people down there were worried about the families, that family members down there. So he took a small plane. It was gone to, he said, anybody wants to fly out of here, I'll personally fly out. Some of Jim Jones's men, killed the congressman and killed a couple of people that were trying to flee. I don't think he intended to, but I think it kind of all went down wrong. And I don't know why Jim Jones just said, "Hey, look, if you don't want to be a member of the congregation, fine. There's got plenty of other people down here." I don't know why he didn't let his congregation come and go as they please, because I think it probably worked a lot better if he had done that. They said he got on amphetamines and got paranoid, and that's what made him act that way. I don't know. But anyway, when that came down, it was a mass unaliving event. I want to stay YouTube friendly here. The arsenic was put in Kool-Aid. If you ever heard the phrase drinking the Kool-Aid, that's what it's in reference to. I don't think that people knew they were being poisoned to death. I think most of them probably would have avoided that. But it was a mass unaliving. Jim Jones himself, let's say he put a pistol to his head, deleted himself in that manner, and apparently another lady that was close to him had done the same thing. Now, I was a young adult when this happened. I was watching, or maybe I was not quite adult. It was back in the mid-'70s sometime. But anyway, I was watching TV late at night, and there was, this is an old black and white TV. Flashed across the bottom of the screen, the events of Jonestown. I was watching a science fiction movie. There was a UFO in orbit that was making people, it made one guy, making people do all kind of stupid stuff. It made one guy tip up his lawnmower and put his hand in the lawnmower. And you mind something, you're watching a movie like that, and then quick flash across across the bottom of the TV, a mass 9/11 event, maybe 900 or 1,000 people are unalived, and I think, what the hell's going on? Thinking, is there a UFO in orbit making people do that? That was kind of the weird thing for me. This is the last thing I'm going to cover. I may go out and get some more video from like Altamore Park or the Fiesta Park, because I haven't been down there. Well, if there's no kiddos in a splash pad, I'll take my camera and a tripod down there. If there's no kiddos in a splash pad, I may just go down there fully clothed and mess around in a splash pad. I'm not going to put on my bikini underwear. Only way I might do that is if some chick wants to do that with me. Hey, maybe some chick wants to go over to Bequia with me. Some chick that knows me wants to go over to Bequia with me. That casino over there. But for about an hour, and then so I can put a few bucks in the slot machine, and then we head home. Okay, love you. Bye bye.